Okay, let's see if this is really working. So I am just going to see here if one, I'm live, and two, if this is working. Okay, let me refresh the page for a minute. I know it always takes time before you see me, before you hear me, and before any questions would be coming in. And luckily, I also said that people could send me their questions, so I can already start with those. So let me go back. And for those of you who are new here and who have no idea what I'm doing, sometimes people just want to know more about you, and they know me for coming live on Facebook every day and talking about advanced photonic therapy and answering questions. But that doesn't really help you to know me better. And that's also the reason why I said, you know what? Let me go live on Facebook and let me do a session of Ask Me Anything. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I don't see much happening, but that's okay. It's also the first time we're using this platform to go live on YouTube and see if the live chat is working, which it's not showing right now. Nevertheless, I am here, and I got some questions from Rebecca, and I've got some questions from Anya, and I've got some questions from Tina, I see here in the list. Okay, so how about me answering those questions yet? Eva, Rebecca says, this is a question for Sunday about you. Number one, do you still practice law? Well, I do still practice law, but I'm no longer a lawyer. I am still a jurist. So I am still enrolled as a jurist. So I'm still here to help people. The only thing here in Spain, because as most of you know, I'm from Belgium. In Belgium, I was a lawyer. And there I was enrolled first in Antwerp, then I moved to Brussels, and then years later I moved to the Barreau de Tournai before I came to live in Spain. And so in Belgium I was enrolled as a lawyer. Here in Spain, where I have been living now for over 18 years, I am not enrolled as a lawyer, but I am still a jurist. And the difference here is I can do most of the tasks. I just am not allowed to go and plead in front of the judges. That's it. So I'm still helping people with problems or bringing them solutions. And at the same time, of course, as I speak 5 languages, I can be a translator for them also at the same time when they're having an issue here in Spain and they're not speaking the language, Spanish in this case. I also speak Dutch, French, German, and English, so I can help most people. Certainly, if they know something of English, I can certainly help them also, even if they are from another country of which language I am not speaking. So the next question, are you married or boyfriend? I'm not married, I don't have a boyfriend, and I don't have a girlfriend. I do have lots of friends, but not in the sense that Rebecca is asking me, that's for sure. Not at this time. This time is a time that is for me, and for me to do what I do best and what I love the most, which is making a better world with less pain and less suffering. And right now, I just want to concentrate on what I do and what I love, and also because now I do no longer have old dogs here in the house who need me to be here every day. The objective is that I am going to start traveling, and I'm going to go wherever in the world where they need me, where I can help. And that's my main objective right now. What or where do you go for vacation? Well, I haven't been on vacation since 2007. So the animals always have come on the first place for me. And since I've been living here in Spain and having these animals that I rescued here, it's too hard. As you know, my nonprofit, it's the Whispering Rescue Ranch. And my nonprofit was in the first place to rescue abused horses and dogs. And when you have animals who have been abused, they need extra attention. And luckily for me, I had my torches and I know what to do whenever they need something from me. And that's very hard to obtain somebody who can stay here at my place while I would be away. So I have not been away since 2007. It's as simple as that. And when I came to Spain in 2003. I came with my 2 dogs and my cats, and at that time, all safe. Or in the case of the dog, he would have found a home. He would have been, he would have been put to sleep because he was not socialized. So they were all a project for me to see how far I could go. I was at that time also doing studies to open a rescue center in Belgium where I lived. I bought already my farm for that and everything. Sadly, my life partner with whom I was living died suddenly. And so that project could not go on because I really could not stay where I was on my own. And also the reason why, one of the reasons why I left the country and came to live in Spain and let's say start over a little bit. But when I came here, the objective was I was going to stay home. First of all, I promised my mom I would not go and live far away because my dream was Canada. I would not go and live far away as long as she would live. So, and from where I live here, I'm half an hour away from the airport, and it takes about 2 hours, 2 hours 30 to fly where my mom was living in Belgium. So I stayed close, but my idea was I will stay home as long as my animals are alive. And I'm not going to take any more animals because I want to travel. And the objective was that I was going to wait until my pets would have become old and I would have helped them to be put to sleep, to leave their sick body behind. That was the objective. But then I saved 3 puppies of 1 day old in at the end of 2006. And I thought, well, I'm going to save them. I'm going to bring them up. And then when they're 8 weeks old, they can go to their families. Sadly, at that time, there was no Facebook, making it easy to find families. And at that time, there was also a lot of, how should I say it? A lot of cruel things happening in Spain with animals. And the 2 couples who came to see for a dog, to take one of the puppies, none of them would even let them sleep inside. And at Christmas or New Year's, when it is also cold over here at night, I am not going to let such a puppy sleep outside. And so in the end, I didn't find a home for them. Long story short, Gypsy and Tommy were not to be separated. So finding a home for the 2 at the same time was even more difficult. And then I had a very bad experience with one of the other dogs in 2010 who did go first to Germany, then was adopted in the Netherlands with another group of rescuers in the Netherlands that helped me find a home. Well, suddenly I didn't hear anything about that dog anymore. And I found out he was dumped in a rescue in a refuge in the Netherlands. They didn't even tell me where he was. I had to find that out myself. Luckily, my friend Adi and we are pretty intuitive, and we saw some things. Adi saw a boat, I saw other things, and we went to a rescue center in Goes in the Netherlands, where the dog was still on my name in the booklet. Nevertheless, I had to pay to even get him out. Anyways, long story short, I've seen too much. I've had horses going to the Netherlands, being abused. Then in Belgium, being abused, that I even had to bring Aston home again. I'm sorry. So in the end, the 3 puppies stayed here. And my other dogs became older and older, reason why I couldn't leave them on their own for a longer period. But also reason why I never, ever went on a vacation anymore, except that I would travel if I had to, meaning, for example, teaching, like advanced photonic therapy, teaching in the long weekend in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Switzerland as well, or flying over when my father was really bad, and then flying over because I had to help empty the house and visit other family members who were unwell, but not to go on a holiday. That has not happened anymore. And my own animals passed away in 2009, 2011, and 2012, when they were already older, of course. But I still had the siblings, Tommy, Gypsy, and Cheyenne. And in the last 3 years, for sure, I have not even left anymore. I think my last trip was 2017, when I went overseas for a course of, I think, 4 days or something. I think that was the last time. Anyways, since Cheyenne was operated in November 2018, I have not even left my house for a day, because all of them, they became older, they had operations, they became paralyzed, I had to take care of them, and then I did that with all my heart. So no, I have not gone on a vacation since 2017. And I have no plans for vacations. I do have plans of traveling. And I'm planning, for example, now next week, in 2 weeks, I'm planning to travel to the Netherlands. And the objective was there also to give programs, weekend courses, but apparently that's not going to happen. And I thought at the same time, while I'm going over there during the week, I will travel a bit in the country, although I know the Netherlands pretty well, and go and visit some family, go and visit some friends while I'm there for a few weeks, teaching and traveling. But apparently with, which virus, that is probably not even going to happen. In future, I have plans to travel, but again, it's either to teach or to learn something myself. Question, do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I do have one sister. She's too old. She's 2 years older than me. She's also a lawyer, and she lives in Belgium. Aha, that's a good question. Are you all work and no play? I do work a lot, yes. Right now, in the mornings, I work with a volunteer who is here. We work 5 hours outside. Right now, we were repairing fences for the horses and one of the roofs of the horses. And so that's what I do in the morning, 5 hours. And then in the afternoon, I still have to start my own 8-hour shift work, you would say. But that's often 12 hours or even more. But you have to also remember is I love what I do. And I want to make a better world. And I know that for some of you, it sounds crazy. But for me, what I'm doing right now, being live every day at 6 p.m. or teaching, I don't see it as work. It's something I love to do. I mean, I love to be able to help others because I know myself what pain is about. I know how much I suffered before I knew advanced photonic therapy. Don't forget, I suffered pain every single day for 14 years, for over 14 years. Every single day I was in pain. Every single day I was tired. Every single day I had issues, either stomach issues or intestinal issues. I had brain fog, what they also call fibro fog, because I have fibromyalgia. And I was in pain every single day. So I know how that feels. And I also realize how you lose hope in the end, because I didn't think there was anything left that could help me. I thought I tried it all. I'm losing my voice here. What's happening? I really thought I had tried all the therapies that exist in the world. I thought it all. Hold on, what's happening here? Okay, no, that can wait. And so I know how it feels. I also have the gift of knowing what's going on with animals. And so if I know that they are in pain, I want to take that pain away, because there is nothing, really, there is nothing in this world so debilitating as having pain, suffering pain. And I don't care if it's a human or an animal, they all deserve pain relief. So that's the reason why I do what I do. And even if I would travel in 2 weeks to the Netherlands and Belgium and France, because I have to pass all these countries, I would go by car, because I don't have a vaccination. And so I'm not going to be flying. And I just want to be able to go and help everybody. It's something that I love to do. And even if I would be traveling, I would still be live every day at 6 p.m. my time to answer your question, because I know you need me. I know you need me to answer questions so you can help your animals, so you can help your loved ones. And that's really important for me. So I know most people are, well, most people, I didn't say everybody, but most people are fixated on making income, on making money. And that's where their idea goes. Oh, how much did I make this month? Oh, I want to make more next month. That's not what I'm thinking about. I'm an empath. And empath, in the first place, we have issues with asking for money. And it was really hard for me to do this, to do what I'm doing, because I'm not good in asking money. That's also the reason why I want to make everything accessible for everybody. That's also why I want to keep those prices of the torches so low, so that anybody can buy them. Remember, my Pro Torch that has been copied by a company in America, all the modes and everything, they are selling it at 4 times the price of mine. 4 times or even more. And they're not even offering medical advice with that, like I have my team. And you have 2 online sessions included if you've bought the Pro Plus. So we have a different mindset. Me as an empath, I want to save the world. I want to relieve pain. I want to give hope again, and make you realize that there is still something that can help you, or that can help any of your loved ones who is in pain. And not only in pain, I mean, we can use it for so much more. It's not just pain. It's also relieving inflammation. It's also making your immune system so strong so you don't get sick anymore. I have had no virus infection, or I wasn't touched by a virus, let's say this way, in over 12 years now that I've been torching my immune system. So it's all important. It's all important. Okay, let me look at the next questions. Okay, what is your favorite animal? That's a difficult question, because you see, I've been surrounded, or I've been saving animals since I was a little girl. I mean, there would be a little bird that flew out of the nest and fell down. I would pick it up and I would try to help it and heal it. I would take it in my home. Even while I was studying law, was it my first year? I think it was my first year in law. So I had saved a bird, and apparently when it fell out of the nest, it had broken his tail, so he couldn't fly. So I took him in. He stayed with me in my room. Of course, my parents weren't so happy with it, but anyways. And so at a certain moment, I had to go back to the university, and he came with me. He was called Oliver, and he would sit on my shoulder while I was studying before the exams. And by the time I had to go to the exams, I mean, my hair on this side was bitten up short, and on the other side it was still long, because he was always picking while he was behind me. And at night, I would go out with him as if he was a dog. So I would go out with him. I would put him on the floor. He would do whatever he needed to do. We did a little walk, and then I would pick him up again, put him on my shoulder, and we would go into the house again. I've had hamsters when I was little. I've had guinea pigs when I was little. And the first dog came, I think, when I was 9 or 10 years old, more or less. I'm not really sure, but I was still young, maybe, well, between 8 and 9 or something. And that dog had a puppy, an accident. I knew she was pregnant. My mom didn't believe me. We went on holiday to the south of France, and I said to my mom, I said, Mom, Bruintje, that was her name, Brownie, is pregnant. And my mom said, what are you talking about? And I was a young girl. I didn't even know about these things. But anyways, I said, Mom, she's pregnant. My mom says, that's impossible. I mean, she hasn't seen a boy, so how could she be pregnant? And after a month, then we came home from the holidays, the yearly vacation, summer vacation. The dog was becoming really big, let's say it this way. And my mom went to the vet after we came home, and indeed she was pregnant. Anyways, that dog had one little puppy. And magic happened at that time for me. That little puppy, it was, I don't know if it was 15 minutes or an hour old, I don't know. But it started to, not to walk, but on the floor. But instead of going to the mom to drink the milk, that little puppy came like that to me. And that dog has been my savior. And that dog has also been the one who has changed my whole life. Because that dog and I, we were like that. I knew everything about the dog. The dog knew everything about me. The dog would always be sleeping in my bedroom. And 5 minutes before I would come home from school or from sports or from going out, that dog would come down and sit in front of the window where I would arrive. And my mom always knew when I was going to be home. So to answer the question, what is my favorite animal? I don't really have a favorite animal. I love many, many animals. The dog was the one who gave me the first very big connection. But before that, I've had my other animals with whom I also had a connection. I would even refuse, even as a little girl, 6 years old or whatever, I would refuse to go on holiday if my hamster wasn't allowed to come with us. And I can tell you, we did that once and never again, because my parents would drive to the south of France. That hamster in his cage in the car, that would start to smell after X hours in the car, because that hamster would pee a few times. And so that would start to smell certainly the second day on the road. Okay, what's your favorite drink? My favorite drink? Well, I would say in the first place, water. If it's non-alcoholic, it will be water. If it's alcohol, but I don't drink any alcohol anymore, it used to be red wine. I loved a good glass of red wine, but I'm not drinking anymore, or I haven't been drinking any alcohol since before Cheyenne died, so about 5 months or something like that. What's your favorite food? My favorite food right now in summer, it will be watermelon. I eat easily 5 pieces of watermelon. I eat easily I can eat half a melon a day. Of course, you have such melons, you have such melons. I'm not talking about this one. It is a little bit smaller. So that's for sure. Good. What do you dream about? Oh my God, that's a question I can't really answer, because I dream about something else every day. And sometimes it's nice dreams, sometimes it's not nice dreams. It all depends of how you felt or what you were thinking about before you fell asleep. So if you're thinking about an issue that you have to resolve, then for sure your dream may not be so good. But on the other hand, if you are grateful before you go to bed and you think of something nice, I can assure you, you're going to sleep a lot better, or you're going to have much nicer dreams. Another question was, how long have you been using APT? So advanced photonic therapy. That's over 12 years. That has been over 12 years, yeah. So how often do you use it? It will all depend on the animals that I have. So I've had up to 11 rescue horses at one moment. No, from the 11 were 9 rescue horses. At that time, it was every day, and sometimes several times a day, because you can't do 11 at the same time. I've also had up to 16 dogs at the same time. So it all depends how many animals that I have here at that moment and what they need. So some cases were puppies, like with those 16. From there, there was a mom with 11 puppies next to all the dogs that I already had. So puppies don't need too much. They did receive sessions in the beginning whenever they needed it. So how often do I use it? I would say, depending on the animals, it can be every day. Right now, I don't have any real sick animals. I just torched myself 2 hours ago because fall is coming. And if I am going to travel, even if it's just here in Spain, I need to make sure that my immune system is totally filled up. I do not want to get any virus. None of them are good ones, so I don't want to get any of them. How do I do that? By stimulating my immune system, by doing my standard points. And so right now I must do them every 2 days to make sure that everything is filled up again. And for I only have 1 dog left right now, the old cat, Baloo, the rescue cat, and 2 horses. That's all I have. And that's all I want to have, as long as all the reparations here, or restorations, or are not finished. Because over the years, this is all mine. I mean, it's not from my nonprofit. This is my land here where I am, and I have the nonprofit. I let the nonprofit use all my installations, but they didn't pay anything. It's not from the nonprofit, it's all mine. But over the years, things have been broken down, which is normal, certainly when you have so many animals. And right now I need to repair all of that. And I also have the other idea is, if I have these animals here, I cannot live, I cannot travel. And I think that if I could travel, I could help a lot more animals. For example, I'm thinking, and maybe one of you has an idea about that and can help me, put me in contact with somebody. But if I could travel, for example, go to one of those centers in the United States or in Mexico or wherever they are, where they have those places where they help dolphins and so on. Well, you have a lot of people there helping. Well, if I could talk for 1 afternoon and show them things in 1 afternoon to 10 or 20 or 30 of those helpers, well, those 30 people can immediately start helping those dolphins. And then I'm also thinking about the elephants or the lions in Africa, or I could go to the rainforest, or I could go anywhere where I could, just by talking to a few people who work in zoos, for example. If I could just talk to a group of people every time, those people can then help so many more animals. And if I can't travel, I can't do that. So it has been bugging my mind for knowing what to do. But I think after I've been helping animals for almost 50 years now, I think I have to spread my wings so I can reach more people, so I can help more people, help more animals. And for the people, if you know it, if you learn it for yourself, you can apply it to any of your loved ones, be it animals or be it something else. I mean, being human, of course. I'm not talking about anything else, but I mean any animal. We are animals. Let's say it. Come on. So, well, that's about it. I can still not see any live chat. So I don't know if this has even been recorded. Oh, I do see that some people are watching, but nobody's saying anything. For those of you who are watching right now, why don't you ask me a question quickly before I have to go? Anyways, I am gonna go and see to the emails to see if something new has arrived, but no, it's just the same as just now. No new messages. So I think that's gonna be it for today. And maybe next month I can do that again. And maybe then more of you will ask me questions. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna have a look once more. No new messages. That's it for now. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Before I forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel and also click on the little bell. Then you will be informed next time I'll send you a video here on YouTube. Okay? That's it. Good night. Bye-bye.